to use chairs in your yoga practice.
Take one foot, put your ankle right on top of your knee. You don't want to press your ankle and sink in here like that, but you want this nice straight, and shift your hip forward to lengthen your spine. And at this point you might already notice there's a nice stretch going on in my outer hip here. Take your hands, one on the ankle, the other one on the knee. Slightly, just very softly please, push the knee down to increase the stretch. Your hip position is very crucial in so many yoga poses. There are actually two ways you can shift your hips. Number one, you can shift your hip forwards, or number two, you can shift your hip backwards. And as you can see, these two actions directly influence the position and the curve of our spine. If I'm shifting my hips forward, you see I get this back here, so my chest is wide open and the back muscles are active. On the other hand, if I shift my hip backwards, rise, I get this round shape in my back and I'm contracting the front. But you could try these hip movements out in the sitting position. It's like cat and cow on a chair. Put your hands down on your knees, pulling your knees back and shifting your hip forward, opening the chest. Then just go the other way around, shift your hip backwards to round back, also known as the cat position. Head also can drop down. You might struggle when you sit down on your mat to lift yourself up and lengthen your spine, and that's very important before you twist yourself. So your vertebrae need space to twist and rotate in a healthy way. The chair is allowing you to lengthen your spine. That's again, you're shifting your hip forward, and then you can twist. Take one hand on the outside of Take one hand on the outside of the opposite knee, twist just to that side until you can reach your chair with the other hand. Pull yourself around with this hand. Just turn your head as far as your neck is feeling good. For the next pose, you're working more with your shoulders and your arms. Straightening your arms forward, turn your palms upwards, put the elbows on top of each other. Bend your arms until you can wrap your wrist. Pull your elbows right in front of your sternum into the middle. Push them up the same height as your shoulders. And if you want some more intensity, lean back, maybe even until your shoulders are on the chair. Lift your elbows more and more. Don't let your head drop, but hold your hand in the same curve as your spine. Get your legs through the back of the chair. Put your ankles just the same level as your knees, so you have this right angle in your legs. Grab the chair and start to roll up. You might need to adjust here, just as I do, so that your hip is going a little bit more to the back side of the chair, and that your shoulder blades are on the other end. Let your shoulders drop here, get this very intense back bend. Hold yourself right here at the chair. You can also start here. That will increase the stretch on your hip flexors, and you will roll down from here. As you can see, it's really, really intense. Even for me, if you want more, you can grab your ankles full wheel variation. Lift your head, grab the chair to come out of this position. Also release your feet, and here we go. Standing positions. The chair is a great tool. For example, Warrior 2. Focus on opening my hip, into the arms, or siding. You want to turn the chair like this, just as you might saw in the blocks video. Right here. By just actually sitting down, put your hand down here, wrist and your ankle are on the same level, raising your arm above your head. Yeah, if there's a wall, this can also help, kind of trigger point to push into. If that's too much for you, just go one level up. Take your elbow onto the top of your thigh, close to the knee. Don't forget this back leg here. Don't rely too much on the chair that's holding everything for you right now. Into your back leg, for a high lunge or warrior one pose, this just works kind of the same, but with an addition. You can focus on tucking your hip towards the chair so that your hips are pointing forward. You want this closed hip position for the warrior one pose. Pull your feet and your legs to the middle, straightening your arm upwards and focus on opening the chest. Also lift your chin a bit and your vision up. If you're struggling to find this backhand position, crack the chair like this, push yourself a little bit more back, suck your belly in. You don't want to get your shoulder blades together. Also pull your elbows together, lift your chest upwards. This is also a great opportunity to practice arm variations for this high lunge. For example, you could try to grab your elbows, pull them upwards. If that's not possible, it's not because the length of your arms, but it is because you collapsed. You need to suck your belly in to lift your chest and keep the side body long enough to just have the head fitting perfectly in this rectangle shape of your arms.
Thanks for watching. If you made it so far, if you're interested in specific poses and how props such as chairs, bolsters, straps and all that kind of stuff could improve your practice there, leave me a comment down below and I will promise to answer your questions. See you there.